Well, hello, it's Glenn here from Recovery Devon, lying in a shady spot. But today I'd like to tell you a story. It's a story about how the daisy became the symbol of recovery and hope for recovery in Devon. Now, nowadays, if you look at more or less anything to do with recovery in Devon, you'll see daisies of one sort and another peeking at you from the corners of publications and websites and lanyards round people's necks. And the Devon Partnership Trust's whole internal communication system is called Daisy. But how did that happen? As far as I'm aware, it all began with a phrase. Around 2008, there were many people in Devon enthusiastic about wanting to promote recovery. We'd learned about it largely through the stories and the testimony of people in recovery, and wanted to promote this as a way of relating to each other and a way of practicing in healthcare too. And we were delighted when the chief executive of the trust came up with a statement that he wanted to see the NHS Trust, quote, putting recovery at the heart of all we do. For what else could a health service centre upon than supporting the recovery of people who turn to it for help? We felt this was a great start, but what did it mean, and how would we know if we were doing it or not? There was clearly a need to find a way of describing what we meant by recovery in a simple fashion that people could agree on and would lead to practical action. So we worked across the trust with Mind and Rethink and the commissioners, and fairly easily really came to a shared vision. We aimed to sing from the same hymn sheet, and this would be it. We wanted to create the smallest possible leaflet, just one side of A4 folded in half, which would describe the guiding values, principles, practices and standards of recovery in action. It was to be titled Putting Recovery at the Heart of All We Do, and it would be sent to everyone. But what would we put on the cover? We thought maybe some kind of heart might work. So the wonderful designer Angie Frost was brought in and came up with an image. First she generated a series of pictures which were flying hearts. Maybe not. And then flying flowers. Well, maybe, but we felt we needed something a bit more natural, a bit more Devon. And so we ended up basing the image on a picture taken of flowers growing on some waste ground. Putting recovery at the heart of all we do became the daisy pages, and the symbol of the heart-centred daisy, soon to become the Devon daisy, took off. It then took many forms. Lapel badges were popular, and you can see this one just below my chin. Originally we took great care to make them look as flower-like as possible. At one stage the flower bed in front of the main entrance at Wanford House Hospital was turned into a giant daisy. Not everyone of course got it, and when I gave one to Professor Dinesh Bugra, who at the time was president of the Royal College of Psychiatrists, I was very pleased he accepted it and wore it graciously on his suit. But he did ask me on the quiet, Glenn, why have you picked an image of a fried egg as a symbol of recovery? Well, we realised that the symbolism of the daisy was open to misinterpretation. But the more we learnt about the daisy, the more appropriate it became as an iconic symbol. These modest little plants grow pretty much anywhere. Its botanical name, Bellis perennis, means pretty and everlasting. In former times it was known as bruisewort or woundwort, and a poultice was used in healing battle wounds. These are easily taken for granted. They have a simple beauty and charm. If you look carefully, you'll see each flower is in fact a floret. It contains many flowers in one head. Chaucer called them the eyes of the day, and these day's eyes characteristically open and close in time with the rhythm of day and night. Have you ever wondered how they do that and why? Plants experience daily circadian rhythms much as we do, and some move in response to changes in light and temperature. This is called nyctinasty, from the Greek meaning pressed down by night. The petals of a daisy are arranged in two overlapping layers, and increasing temperature at sunrise triggers the cells in the upper edge of the petals to grow rapidly in the morning, causing the flowers to open wide. And this allows easy access for pollinators during daylight hours when they're most active. And as the daylight wanes and the temperature drops, the cells near the bottom of the petals grow more rapidly, causing the petals to draw closed. This protects the pollen from moisture in the night air and gives some protection from the damaging insects which might be more active, scavenging pollen at night. Well, I hope you find that interesting. I was delighted when I found the School of Life, a sort of philosophical-based recovery college that included daisies, of one of their contemplations in the Book of Small Pleasures. And there you have it, the Devon daisy, a symbol of recovery and hope for recovery in Devon. A healer, robust, pretty, common, pleasurable, and living well in time and tune with natural rhythms. There's a lot to see when we look at a daisy. And there's a link with this video to a project to make daisies in various ways and forms and put them in our communities to mark Mental Health Day in October. Oh, and one other thing. Did I mention it's edible? Daisies are apparently good for the digestion and a pretty addition to salads too. So that's it for all from me for now. Good wishes to you all from Recovery Devon. Take care, stay safe, and bye for now.